Hi everyone, my name's Pieta Valentine. I've written 2 books, The Resident's Voice from a Dementia Unit and The Resident's Rise from a Dementia Unit. Today's video is on when it is time to go into a dementia facility. So, yeah, it's very difficult, isn't it? When that time arrives for the person to have to go into a dementia facility and all the signs are there that that they will need to, because the situation, say, has become unmanageable. The person refuses to accept any securities around the home. Say they've got anger, verging on high-level anger. They won't accept that they need to, stay at home when you go out to do the shopping. They, they're smashing windows and trying to undo the lock and get out and all of that sort of thing. So there's no security. They're not accepting the security that they need to have when you're going out to do things, and that they think that they should be able to drive the car and get out of the house and go for a walk, and they're just refusing to, accept the fact that they can just walk out around in the yard and be at home. They actually want to get out and banging at the door and all the carry on, and you've tried everything. You've tried to, settle them down by taking them out for walks yourself, by getting their best friend to take them out for a walk, to take them to the beach, all sorts of exercises. You've even got them on a little bit of medication from the doctor, still not working. Yeah, aggression is one of the most difficult things, isn't it? If the person's just depressed and sitting in the chair, apathetic, depressed and unhappy, though terrible for them, it's not affecting the environment, it's not affecting the windows, they're not being smashed, it's not affecting the door, it's not being kicked in. But the person themselves is flattened down. It's depressing, but it's not, risky. Same if someone's anxious. The anxiety can flick into anger, of course. But if it's only anxiety, a lot can be done to help someone that's anxious. Mild medication, walking outside, going to the beach, activities they enjoy, etc. Good company, But anger, the big anger, well, we know half the crimes are anger-fueled, aren't they? So, same with dementia, big problems. Okay, so that's why if someone's angry, it's so much harder to manage them, isn't it? At home. If someone's depressed or stressed, just at the moderate level down, you can manage that person at home for quite a while if they're obliging and, work along with things. And, dementia can go from diagnosis on. It can go on for years and years. So if you can manage the person, especially if finances aren't a problem, you can manage financially. You've got nurse ward or some nursing service coming in 3 times a week. They go to respite another 2 times a week. You've got a supportive family, etc., etc. Yes, you can manage them. But if you are like the solo carer, more or less, no, we'll just say he's got his best friend and you've got 1 or 2 friends you can call on. But still, even with that, if the anger is ratcheting up, yeah, it's far too difficult. So you really need to start planning for the person to be going into a facility, and the doctors hopefully advised you on this too, earlier rather than later, because your husband, has had an anger problem anyway, maybe with alcohol all his life. So that's likely to be, or often can be, exacerbated with the dementia. So yeah, you're aware of this. And so you need to just step by step, go through the paces. And probably it's best to just sort of work through things with the doctor. Just get a friend to take them out, and you can go to the doctor and go through, the preparatory steps that you'll need to undertake for your husband to go into a dementia facility. So, there is a lot to organise, by the way. That's why I've written this book and all the epilogues in it, The Resident's Voice, all the preparatory things that you will need to do for your husband to go into or wife to go into a dementia facility. There is a lot to learn, a lot to know in advance. It's a big subject. Already you've got a lot on. How hard is that? But at least it's all in one place, Or if you'd rather go back through these videos and look through the relevant ones for entering a dementia facility, that's also good. And that's why I've done these videos, so that, you know, it's on hand for all the YouTubers out there to be able to just go through each step one by one. Yeah, so, okay, so it's become unmanageable at home. Doug, your husband's needing to go into the facility. Yeah, okay, you're getting his friend, his good friend, to take him out as much as he can. He's working, but at least the weekends he can do it. Good, because you're going to need to organise all the stuff that, you know, to take into the unit when the room becomes available. And that takes some thinking through. And the more that you can think that through and do it well, honestly, the better the chance of the person, going into the dementia facility. All the things like taking in his comfortable chair he likes to sit in, his footstool, getting transport for that, getting the trailer organised on the day, you know, the Duchess of, you know, with all the, not the Duchess, the chest of drawers, with all his familiar chest of drawers, actually, where he knows where all his stuff is. And so if he still may know that all his, you know, underwear is here and his jerseys are here, and keep that going, it's good. So get that Duchess to go in and just put in all his clothes in that Duchess so that he's orientated to it. The wardrobe, the things he likes to wear, get that set up enough to be able to fit the tiny little wardrobes I've usually got in their room, you know, 5-8 sets of clothes, and it's crammed. Get that set up. The walls, his favourite pictures, and, you know, good bedding with a nice light rug on it so he can have a sleep in the day. All these things I've gone through in other videos, so I won't repeat myself too much on that. But it does need to be set up in advance, you know, and it does take time and energy and effort. But it's one of the most important things, because if you can set the person up well in a dementia facility, room's nice, room's warm, bedding's nice, good view from their room, you know, get yourself orientated to the place as well, by the way, you know, so that you know the routine of the unit, who the staff are, what authority they have, you've filled out all the forms, etc., etc., you know, on it goes. And if you've got a good girlfriend you can actually take along with you, you know, aside from, you know, his good friend and maybe a son, a good girlfriend is always fabulous, especially when you start visiting him in the unit. If he's still aggressive, you might need to bring his best friend along with you, because, you know, you don't want to feel intimidated. But look, in a unit, it's going to be a lot safer for you if he's aggressive, if Doug's aggressive. Much safer in a unit compared to at home, which is a much more vulnerable situation. So actually, once he gets into the unit, Doug you will actually feel relieved, you know, at last. The anger, the violence, the potential violence, hopefully potential only, is not there. And you can then start to, you know, wind down, calm down, you know. The threat is over, and actually that will take a long time to settle down from, won't it? Really it will. But at least if you have done everything properly, you know, you've got the medical establishment in place, you've got him there at the unit, thankfully you're unharmed. Hopefully for other people out there you are as well, and things are in place. So this is how to manage, you know, the transfer for when people need to go into dementia facilities as best as practically possible. It's never easy. There's always going to be difficult things to it. It is difficult. It is difficult. If someone's angry and aggressive, everything about it can become difficult. So that's why you need to draw on the support network of strong, you know, robust men that are prepared to help. And most times you find that men are prepared to come on board and help. When there's an aggressive male, you know, that they know it's a safety issue, that generally there's going to be someone or 2 or 3 people that can help out, especially at the beginning. I mean, later on it can get a bit difficult to keep the support going. We all know that. But at least when the person goes into the facility, people know that you'll need that safety, you know, that it's going to be difficult for you. So you can rally around support pretty much the first month of someone going into a dementia facility. It's easier to rally the support. So work on that, use that, take advantage of that, because also that's a time where it will be good for that first month for you to have some respite and rest after everything you've been through, and others can take over and you can pick up the reins later. So thank you for your supports and likes and everything. Thank you.